Morning, students, and welcome back to your sociology class today. After your test, how uh, did and what did in your test? I don't know, but I hope your test would have been very good. And I expect the 30 out of 30 marks from any students, and how many students can achieve this? Okay, let's see. We are waiting for your good performance. What is coming uh, in the further days will come. Understand? Next day, students. Now, in the previous classes, we have covered the culture and socialization. Understand? So there are so many aspects of the culture. Okay, we have seen that there are particularly the three aspects of the culture. We have cognitive aspects of the culture, normative aspects of the culture, and materialistic aspects of the culture. I have already taught, and moreover I have also discussed about the culture and identity before you. What is the culture and what is the identity? So now the culture and identity are the synonyms. Understand? A man is known, a man is identified, a man is now recognized by his or her culture. Everywhere a nation has its culture. The different social segments has its own culture. In the societies, in our societies, there are the various kinds of the culture existed. Understand? So now, students, these are the culture. So our society is constituted of the different cultures. Understand? Of different kinds of the culture. Our society, in the different kinds of the culture exist in our society. Understand? And having the different segments in our society and having their different culture. Societies to societies, understand, culture differs. This is the quite clear. Every society carry its own culture, own behavior, own norms, own modes, own conventions, own kind of the way of the living. The every social segments or the every the society have its own. Understand? Now here today we are going to focus on the two terms, students. Particularly, we shall try to understand what is the meaning of these two terms. One, ethnocentrism. 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 Second is the cosmopolitanism. Understand? Dear students, first of all, let's have to know. Understand? What is the ethnocentrism? Understand? So this is the question of the ethnocentrism arises when this question arises. Understand? So now, when the cultures come into contact, when the different culture, understand, we are the living in the different culture. Understand? Different cultures exist in our society. So when the different cultures gets together, comes closer, different cultures come closer and gets together. Understand? So now this question arises. When the different culture come contact with one another, that the question of an ethnocentrism arises. Then after the question of ethnocentrism arises, ethnocentrism is the application. What is the ethnocentrism? This question of the ethnocentrism arises when the different cultures come together and live side by side, and live together and live side by side. So then after this question arises, and moreover, ethnocentrism is a application of one's own cultural values. What is this? This is the application of one's own cultural values in evaluating, yani assessing, examining one's own culture, evaluating behavior and beliefs of the people from other cultures. Very simple terms I am going to tell you that if one say I have my own culture, very simple, own culture, and if the people and the community of the other culture live say beside me, so when I try to evaluate their culture and try to compare their culture with my culture, understand, with my culture, understand, evaluate, and their behavior I evaluate, so this process is called as a ethnocentrism. It is clear now. When I suppose I have the different culture and other people who are the living beside me, they have the different culture, so when I try to evaluate and assess their culture in and their behavior in comparison with my behavior and my culture or culture, so this is simply called as a ethnocentrism. Understand? And moreover, there is a always other aspects. The I shall, if I try to prove my culture superior to their culture, after the evaluating their culture, I try to I try to make my culture more superior. I try to prove my culture more superior to them and superior to them, much superior to them. So this process is called as the ethnocentrism. This is the called as the students. This means that the cultural values projected as the standard. If I project my values, my cultural values, and as a projected as a standard or norms are considered superior to that of the beliefs and values of the other cultures. The when I try myself to now to project, when I project my culture as a standard norms and considered superior to that of the beliefs and the norms and behavior of the other people's culture, so this is the called as the ethnocentrism. Comparison and make our superior and angles to see with the angles of the different superior angles, to see our own culture with superior angles in comparison to the other culture and look the other cultures inferior. Understand? So this act, and this act is called as the ethnocentrism. This will be the called as the ethnocentrism. Understand? It is clear. The now students projected considered superior to that of the beliefs and values of the other cultures. We have seen. Now I have taught you in the previous classes sociology, empirical, not the normative discipline. Understand? Not the imperative discipline. So now at the science, whether the sociology is science or the art, no, this comparison we have done. Like that, if, this comparison is made between the different cultures. Second thing is that we underlying ethnocentric comparison is a sense of cultural superiority. Here I have already said, I am comparing my culture with that of the other's culture. Understand? And I am trying to prove it. I am trying my cultures with the superior angles and their cultures as the inferior, looking there. Understand? So this is the application is underlying, or the underlying ethnocentrism. Comparison is a sense of cultural superiority clearly demonstrated in the colonial situation, or this situation we find when the British came in our country. They came now. So now we have a galaxy of the writers, or the European writers, understand, and those colonial writers, they are called as the colonial writers. Understand? They tried to prove the superior culture of the Europe. Understand? They came and they studied our culture. The Europeans writers, understand, during the colonial period, during the British Raj, British government, they came to our country, and these all the Europeans, most of the Europeans now saw the culture, our cultures as the inferior, and they tried to prove their cultures to be the superior to the cultures of the Asian cultures. Understand? So under this process, under this process, understand? So this is process is called the ethnocentrism. So here we are, students, we are going to see that the cultural superiority clearly demonstrated in colonial situation. They said the survival of the fittest. They considered themselves as the fittest. They said that only the fittest would survive. They were now driven by the racial superiority complex they had. Understand? Whitesman, burden, they used to say in many times, they used to say that now Whitesman burden, it means that this is the burden and the responsibility of the Europeans, responsibility of the whites to civilize the blacks. Understand? This is these motives, for that motives they have come out, they have established their rules and their regulations. They wanted to prove their thus rules and regulations by this way. They are just as a civilizing mission. They are the superior, and we are the inferior. We needed to be the education. We are the needed to be the civilized, to be civilized. Understand? So now this kind of the notions the Europeans carried in their mind. Understand? So this ethnocentrism was the ethnocentrism views and the methods and views we can see in the Europeans trends. For example, Thomas uh, Thomas Barrington Macaulay, Lord Macaulay. Understand? Now because on his recommendations, the British now introduced the English education in India. It was quite clear. Understand? Or on his recommendations, the East India Company introduced the English education in India. And now what the Macaulay views famous minutes on the education to the East India Company in India exemplifies the ethnocentrism when he says, now he exemplified this ethnocentrism when by the remark we can understand what he gave the remark about that. First, we must at present do our best to form a class. Now, what are the intentions? Now, what were the objectives behind the introducing the English education in India? What their objectives were the first by this statement we can understand what the objectives the British had to introduce the English education in India. We must at present do our best to form a class. They wanted to create a new class, English speaking, English learned class. They wanted to create by the imparting the English education, and moreover, who may be the interpreters between us and the millions of whom we govern, and they will be the interpreters between the British people and the British administrators and the millions of the subjects and the Indians. Millions, and the literate class, the English educated class will be the for and will be the prepared between that, and moreover, a class of persons Indian in blood, and this class, the neo class, English speaking, English learned class, will be the what? They will be the Indians by in the blood, and the also color in the color and blood, they will be the Indian. But But English in their test, the English in their test, in opinions, there will be the English, test in the English, morals in the English, or intellects in the English. So now they wanted to create such a person, a group of the people in the class who would work for the Britishers and deal between the Britishers and the Indians. Understand? So now this kind of the class and the class, this kind of the class they wanted to prepare. In other words, they wanted to simple prepare the clerks, Indian clerks. These black skinned people will speak the white. They will be the with the European hearts, European taste they have. They would have the European taste, European heart, European language, European taste. Understand? And they will work for the Europeans. Understand? So this class he wanted to create a new class for the administrative British for the administrative convenience. Convenience they wanted to create this class. Understand? So now here we see that what the arrogance or the superiority complex, racial complex was inherent in this British, in these white Europeans. Now here you see, now ethnocentrism is the opposite of the cosmopolitanism. Now I have already written another word, cosmopolitanism. What is the meaning of cosmopolitanism? The ethnocentrism means when any a community having its own culture, understand? Now try and compare the other communities' culture and try to make their culture and try to prove their cultures more superior to the other culture. Understand? So this kind of the culture, this kind of the efforts is called this kind of the attitude is called as the ethnocentrism. Second is that cosmopolitanism. It is a quite opposite to the ethnocentrism. This is the now ethnocentrism is the opposite of the cosmopolitanism. Cosmopolitanism, it is the which values other cultures for their difference, which create the values, which now values other cultures for their difference. Now here you see that. Now they see the other different culture, but they don't make the efforts to denigrate and make the inferior, look the inferior other culture. No, they give the value to the other cultures. Okay, what the difference? Their difference is not the inferior or superiority. They make maybe the difference, but it not means that the superior and the inferior. It means that the equal. They value the others different culture also. So this is the attitude, and this attitude is called as the cosmopolitanism. It is a very good term. Understand? Cosmopolitanism, and moreover, a cosmopolitan outlook does not seek to evaluate the value and the beliefs of other people according to one's own. Now it never examine and assess and seek the never evaluate the others values and beliefs of the other people. Never evaluate the values and beliefs of the other people. Never. And moreover, according to one's own, according to his own, he never, and simple word, never compare his own cultures to the other culture. Never compares or evaluate this. And on that basis give the more values and the not values. Understand? No at all. The moreover, here we see, it celebrates and accommodates different cultures, propensities. Now, give the, here, celebrates and accommodate different cultures. They celebrate the other's culture, regard and respect the other cultures also. And accommodate different cultures, propensities within its fold and promote the cultural exchange. And these cosmopolitanism are in favor of the promoting the cultural exchange. They exchange the exchange, they promote the exchange of the culture. It means that they promote the assimilation of the culture. They don't deny or reject the other culture and now feel the other culture inferior. No, they opens the door for the assimilations and the interaction with the other cultures. Understand? The moreover, here we can say it celebrates the opportunities, cultural exchange, and borrowings to enrich one's own culture, and they are in favor. Cosmopolitanism, these views, people having these views, now they try to borrow the other cultures for what? For enriching their culture. They believe that with the having the contact with the other culture, understand they value the even value the they give the even give the value to the other culture, and by bringing or assimilating other culture with their own culture, so that will as a whole will make or will enrich their own culture. Understand? So this is the views. These views are observed and followed by the people and the community who believe the cosmopolitanism. Cosmopolitanism. Understand? So here we are looking for that the English language, for example, very simple example, English language is supposed to be the lingua franca of the world. English is the lingua franca. It means that this is the spoken by the all over the world. In the every nook and corner of the world, English is the lingua franca. Understand? Spoken everywhere. In this, the English language has emerged as a leading vehicle of the international communication, and this is the language. The English language became the language of the international communication, and moreover, communication through its constant inclusion of foreign words into its vocabulary, and now constant foreign words. Here the international communication through its constant inclusion of foreign words, constant inclusion of the foreign words were adopted and now enshrined and incorporated in our language, in our words, or in our vocabulary itself. And again, the popularity of Hindi film music examples, you can see that even the Hindi film, understand? Take the example of a popular Hindi film music. Music can be attributed to its borrowings from Western pop music. Our music is now what it is composed of. Today, music are generally composed of the foreign pop musics. It is the words are taken pop music as well as from the different traditions of the West, different traditions of the Western or Indian folk, and the foreign pop music. Understand? And the folk semi-classical forms like the Bhangra and Ghazal. These all are being assimilated, and these are what these are happening, and these activities are now going under the cosmopolitanism. Under this cosmopolitan process, the foreign language and the ours language, foreign music, our music, foreign songs, our songs are being what? Being our local songs, like the Punjabi and the Ghazals are being assimilated or intermixed. Mix of the music, mix of the songs and the music. So this is the going one of the best example for US students, examples of the cosmopolitanism. Understand? So the culture, whether the music, dance, painting, music, dance, architecture, if these are the assimilated together, understand, or intermixed together, so this process or the prepared and the now and prepared a new culture, a new form is prepared. So this is the as a result of the cosmopolitanism. Did you understand very well? So now here, a modern society is now let's say example, other example. A modern society is a appreciative of the cultural differences, but in the modern society, a new trend is developing. No doubt, modern people and the modern society are is accepting. Societies are accepting that this new trend of the cosmopolitanism. Not in the conservative society, this is the not acceptable, but the modern society is appreciative of the cultural difference and does not close its door for the cultural influence from abroad. The modern society is always opens its doors for what? For the open the doors for embracing the different cultures in the different form, whether the language, whether the dance and the music, and whether the even in the globalization is here, the economic system, and now even the pandemic we are the embracing. Okay, these all are the process in the modern society are the now accepting or the embracing all. Moreover, but such influences are always incorporated in the distinct way, and these influences are always incorporated or infuse or taken in taken in taken in the different distinct ways which can combine with the elements of indigenous culture. This is the being taken not as a whole and blindly we are the accepting the other's culture and the elements of the other culture. No, now this is a distinctive form. It means that our indigenous means our natives form, our own culture. We never allow our own cultures to be the eroded. No, never. In the base of our own culture, we now a little amount we take the other. We allow the other's culture to be the assimilated. Not wholly forgetting our culture, diminishing our culture. No, at all. And now in the here indigenous culture, the English language, for example, English language, its foreign inclusion does not become the separate language. Now English language never and does not become the separate language. Nor does Hindi film music lost its character through the borrowings. Our language have not lost its indigenous form, even though our separate language, nor the Hindi film music lost its character through the borrowings. Our Hindi film has not lost its character from the borrowing of and because of the borrowings from the others film. No, Western films. No, it is still it is the keeping and it keeps its own. It keeps its own identity, its own traits. Never lost its traits. Never losses. Understand? So we see that these are the cultural trends and the absorptions of the diverse styles. For example, in this we absorb and adopt the diverse styles, different kind of the styles we absorb, forms, sounds, artifacts provide identity to the cosmopolitan culture. In a global world where modern means of communications are shrinking, because of the global world, the time and distance is shrinking. We are the coming too close and together. Now in this global world, even communication are shrinking. Distances between the cultures. A cosmopolitan outlook allows the diverse influence. So a cosmopolitan culture allows the diverse influences to enrich one's own culture. So in this process, under these circumstances, there is a globalization, there is openness, there is open exchange. So under these circumstances or the juncture, at this juncture, under we see that a diverse influence to we allow cosmopolitan outlook allows the open and allows the and let the door opens for the for allow the diverse influences to enrich the own cultures. Under these circumstances, they allow their own cultures to be the assimilate, allow their cultures to be the assimilated with the influence of the other cultures. Now, students, we see that the different kinds of the culture, assimilation of the culture. Here is the different languages today are being. Here we can see in the your box, the books in the box, page number 72. Okay, English may soon conquer the world. English, different kind of the corrupt word has been the given, or a corrupt word intermixed with the English. Our own words had been the just becoming the part of the English, or English word is becoming the part of the Hindi. Understand? So now the Hindi is becoming the English, becoming the part of English, or English term is and what is becoming the part of the Hindi. So in this box, if you go through that, that will make the more clear idea to the you and concept to the you. Students, I suppose that you would have to understand the ethnocentrism and the cosmopolitanism. Understand? It is the very clear. Okay, thank you very much for attending the class. Okay.